I'm back! Self-promotion itself. The Tony Mckenzie hat. Well, what am I doing here with that fabulous guitar behind me? I thought I was building that. Oh, you haven't seen that yet, but that's the next thing up. Don't worry about it. Let's have a quick ganders. Whoa, you've seen enough, right? By the way, you can't see on that all of the features that have been built in it just from looking at the outside like that. So you've got to watch for that video. That's really worth watching. But why am I here now? Taking a break? Yeah. I've got this thing here, this GT-001, which I just bought because I'm like that. I have to buy everything. And just looking at it, it's a tiny little thing. Plastic. Not a good idea. The front seems to be metallized, and it's supposed to be that is a GT-100 without two screens for the desktop. Well, it does fit on your desktop, but that's about it. Anyway, as always, I'm going to have a look at inside and out. I'm not going to go to the nth degree stripping it completely down, but I'll just let you have a quick look inside, see the quality of the build, and then we'll come back up, we'll focus in, we'll do a few things to show you some of the things it can do, and then we'll have a few little tunes at the end. Well, not tunes, but just a few examples of the standard run-of-the-mill tones. I always choose standard run-of-the-mill tones because, well, let's face it, if you make something, you wouldn't want to make it with tones that were crap, would you? Because nobody would buy it, would they? Yeah. So we're going to listen at the tones as they come. I'm going to feed them into the camera, and I'll have some little headphones and things which you won't see. So you'll be hearing it exactly as it sounds. Anyway, enough of that for now. What we're going to do is flip her over, screw it apart, and take a look inside. Hold on. Well, as you can see, I've got the lid off. It took me about 30 seconds to just take these few screws out. So I'll zoom in, have a quick look at it. I can't really tell you much about it because most of the real gubbins is underneath. But it is nice to have a look at something like this. The quality is well, amazing. Let's zoom in and have a look. Now, I'm not easily going to be able to go into any great depth on this GT-001, except to just show you inside. If you take a look at the PCB, this thing here, you can see yourself the build quality is absolutely second to nothing. Some of these amp makers really want to have a good close look at inside here and see how it's really done. Awesome stuff, and you know, you can just see the build quality is just absolutely second to nothing. Most of the components, unfortunately, are underneath, which is bad news, but that's life. I'm not going to screw it apart. It's just brand new. I just wanted to let people see, you know, the level of quality for what you get for your money, and these are not that expensive. They're not that cheap either, I guess. Let's put the lid back. I'm back. Well, first thing you noticed about that thing, apart from its build quality, is that it's nothing like the GT-100 inside. Right. GT-100's got a board about this big. You'll see in my video that I did of the GT-100 and on the website, TonyMckenzie.com. Self-promotion, I think that's what they say. I'm an idiot. Anyway, let's take a look at this and the inputs and the outputs, and then we'll zoom in a bit closer and I'll show you a few of the features and benefits and not benefits that this has got. It's a good idea. Hold on. Oh, here we are a bit closer. Oh, what have we got? Well, let's look at the I/O first. I've got some on this end, I've got some on that end, I've got a bit on the back. First thing you'll notice is you can't read what it says. Nice. But basically you've got outputs here, left and right. So that's stereo out. Whoops, bring it down a bit. That's stereo out, and this is for headphones. All nice and simple. Zoom off to the other end. It's getting a bit better, but I've got to shine the light on it. That's an auxiliary in if you want to put some music in and play to it. You can do that. We've got a expansion pedal or controller here to control what's going on inside. And we've got a mic in, and what I like about this, it's got 48 volts on it, so it's got a phantom power. If you've got a really decent mic, you can just hook it in there and away you go. That's a good point, especially for the money. Coming around the back, I've only got a couple of things here. We've got the adapter, which I'll show you in a minute. Piece of crap. And it says here USB computer, and yes, you can stream through it, and yes, you can record from it, and all the drivers are on the internet. You've got to go and download all that stuff. You don't get much in the box anymore. You get this and half a manual that really tells you very little of nothing. Where am I going? There we are. Very little of nothing, and you've got to go and download the stuff that matters so you can actually use it. Well, let's have a look on the front. Well, I've got my trusty power connection here. I'll show you the other end soon. Plug it in the back. Let's put that onto there so you can see it a bit nicer. That's better, isn't it? Okay, it's got an on and off. That's a good start. Boss. And when it wakes up, it's going to this button here, button A. These are some I stored earlier, and what it allows you to do is just whiz through the ones you're going to use all the time. You can store them on these 4 buttons, so it's all good. Well, they say it is. And you can sort of whiz off. That's what it comes with by default, high gain stack. And then you whiz through them just with this knob here. I guess you'll want to know what they are, won't you? Well, if you just read the manual, you never will, because they're not listed. You have to go and download a separate PDF and print it. God help if you're not on the internet or something, I don't know. And it just goes on. Hundreds and hundreds. Well, not literally. Okay, well, moving on from the presets and the user programs, of which there are buckets. I think there's 200 of each, which is a lot. The standard user ones are copies of the programmed ones, so there you go. You can update this, by the way, over the internet, and they give you 1 or 2 updates to do when you get out of the box, probably. Well, they did on mine. You have an output level, all good. Works in your headphones and on these. You've got, if you look up here, this here says channel A or B. We can hop from A to B. Oh, very nice. I don't know if you guys can see that well enough. Have a look. Let's zoom in. Basically, you've got these buttons here, or these knobs, refer to these things here. So you've got, on this one, this high gain stack, you've got an A amp and an A channel and a B channel. And if you look at this one here, this end knob, we can hop from channel A to channel B. You might see that up there. If you can see anything on that screen, I don't know. If we wanted to change the gain of amp A, use this one. Oh, easy. And if you want to change the gain of B, well, B's up full on this one. Okay. Now moving a bit further forward, we've got down here a button called Effect, where we can see a chain of effects all the way back, and we can just turn them on or turn them off by pressing that button or that knob there. It's really simple. So when you've got all those in your loop, you can have branching loops, as this one's got. If you look there, you can just about see some at the bottom, and we can see these top ones. As we zoom across, I'm now on the bottom chain, and now it's hot back up. You can see that. There's loads of effects in here, pretty much like the GT-100 really, I guess. Let's exit that for now. I'm not going to spend all day telling you what's in there, you can have a look yourself. What else we got? Oh, it's got a very nice tuner. Just press the button and away you go. We can write to memory with this little button just down in the corner there. See? And the menu system. It's quite nice too. We've got control expression pedals, which we can go into and set up for different types of pedals on that connection on the other end. We've got a system area which has got loads of stuff in it. The output, the input, guitar and mics and so on. A knob, what's that do? Who knows? I haven't read the manual. Got a USB, so I can mix or not, as the case may be, and many other things. MIDI setup, mapping of the programs, MIDI dump, global settings, that's EQ. I've got another screen there, that's still EQ. Then we got, it says here total what? Noise threshold and preferences, and then play. I don't know what play does. Don't know what. Expression hold, play option. No, I haven't looked at that yet. LCD, auto off. Yeah, that's one of the things you've got to be careful of. It turns itself off if you have got that on. So you'll be halfway through doing something and away it goes. And then we've got factory reset. And if you factory reset, I'm back. Now I do have to say that this thing is a little bit flimsy. Cheaper armour, that's what I'd put it down to. And when you get to see the power supply, well, they cost about $1.50 in China. How do I know? I just do. So, would I buy one of these, or would I buy a GT-100? I'd buy the GT-100 because the $100 difference is chalk and cheese. I think it's a very cheap product, sold quite expensively. This one, I paid to think about 250 quid. That's about $330. Something like that. What more can you say? Get what you pay for, I suppose. But of course it's the sounds that matter, isn't it? Or is it? By the time you've added your expression pedals and all the rest of the things, you've got this one little tiny screen here and all the rest. You can do everything with the GT100 that this thing does and more, and this is a rip-off. That's what I'd say. Anyway, I'm going to connect it up now so you can see the screen. Hopefully you saw the screen on the last bit. So you can see the screen. I'll play a few things through a few of these and you'll get a bit of an idea what it sounds like. It's only a bit of a short review because it's only a sort of cheap sort of product. But you know, a lot of people will be interested in this to find out whether it's for them or it isn't. For me, it isn't for me. It'll begin on eBay. there we have it. I had a bit of home, funnily enough, from some of the wires that I was using in here. I didn't have anything except just a guitar and this, the camera. And what I did was to take the feed out of here, put it in the camera, put some headphones on and put the guitar in there. Now this thing's supposed to have noise reduction and the rest, it probably does. Maybe it's just a mix of power supplies, but we shall see, won't we? Which brings me nicely back to that power supply sitting over there. Actually, I've not even been unplugged it out of the wall, it's that bad. It's one of those carbuncle things, and because I bought this one from Toman, because the other guys couldn't get it, this is crazy. It's got to have an adapter on it, you know, the sort of thing, which makes it jiggle around a bit, but I don't know, maybe it's that, maybe it isn't. There's no ground on that thing, so it's a switch mode power supply and they're about $1.50 each, and what more can you say? Maybe a power supply upgrade to do it good. Overall, anyway, it's okay. It's, I guess, reasonable. But if you have the choice of this or the GT-100, honestly, don't go near this. It's cheaply made, it's plastic, it's got a bit of metal on the front to make it look good, and apart from that, it's not that great. If you haven't got a lot of money, you might get one second hand cheap. We probably got a new one cheap soon. This thing's only just come out, but I wonder why they bought it out in the first place. I'm going to be trying a different unit than this, called a GP, I think it's called a GP-100, something like that, which is like a MIDI guitar thing, but you don't need any MIDI. Great idea. We shall see what that's like. But this one, I have to say, would I buy another? No. What if they gave me one? No. How do I rate it? 4 out of 10. You might love it, but for me, I guess I must be spoiled with GT-100s and other 4 pedals and all the other stuff that's out there. And this thing just doesn't hack it for me. You might use it as an interface for your, for your music software. I suppose it's got a use there, but I can think of other things better, cheaper or similar in price that offer you more really. No, this one's a not much more I can say. I might review it on my website, but I don't want to downgrade the website too much. I think this piece of product here, honestly, don't go there. Anyway, that's it for now on this GT-001. I would never go back to it. You might love it. Check it out, www.TonyMcKenzie.com. I haven't got the nasty shirt on, as one of these idiots said. You get them online, don't you? I've got the hat though. The cat's around somewhere too. And watch out for that guitar, that thing there. It's going to be, so awesome. It's coming in probably a week or so, maybe 2 weeks, depending on how fast I get these parts from a guy in the States. Thanks for watching. See you again.